Hi everyone, we are here to explain a few changes that we are making to our Sunday meetings. So at the moment we run a 10, a 4 and a 7:30 meeting, but we are not wedded to these times. The meetings and the meeting times are actually, it's simply a vehicle to help us to fulfill our vision to build a thriving community that reaches Nottingham with the gospel and replicates across the UK. And we feel that we need to tweak and change a few of these times to enable us as a church to best fulfill that vision.
You might remember that we started the 4 p.m. meeting after COVID. We just saw an opportunity to try something different, and we particularly had in mind that we'd love that meeting to feel evangelistic, and perhaps lots of families with sports activities on a Sunday morning, it's very difficult to invite them to church, and an afternoon meeting might really serve us in that way. And the other thing was to create more opportunity for hospitality before and after our meetings, and we hope that the 4 o'clock would really do that. We've had lots of success in those areas and there's been fruit that's come, but there's also been a bit of a lack of momentum and some challenges along the way that we'd like to share with you.
One of the challenges that we didn't actually envision was that the 4 o'clock service, because it's quite late in the day, people can often feel a little bit sleepy. Also in the winter it's dark, and in the summer it can be very hot. And so the meeting might not quite feel so full of life as what we would hope for. We are also finding that we have visitors at the 4 o'clock, but then after a few weeks they normally transition to the morning meeting, which maybe feels a bit more representative of what Grace Church is about and feels a bit more full of life with lots of different contributions around the room.
Another challenge has been our kids and youth work. So just to take a couple of weeks ago as an example, we had 65 kids, part of our kids work in the 10 a.m. meeting, but then just 8 in our afternoon congregation. So you can imagine the challenges that causes, such an uneven split. But also for those children at 8 in the afternoon, they're not really getting the full experience of how fun it is to be part of Grace Church Kids Work. And in the morning, we're actually getting to the point of it feeling very full and getting to capacity. And we never want to get to the place of having to say to families there isn't room for their kids in our kids' work. So we're having to look at that anyway. The other thing is our youth who've been at the 4 o'clock meeting, having a great time there, but also a bit like what Ben was saying, we don't feel like the 4 o'clock has the kind of vibrancy and the best representation of Grace Church for them. Such a formative time in their lives when they're exploring their faith for themselves, worshipping, and we'd love for them to experience the fullness of Grace Church.
So taking all of these things into account, and after lots of prayer and reflection, we have decided to move from our current structure to having 3 meetings, 2 in the morning, one at 9:15, another at 11:15, and then moving our evening meeting forward half an hour to 7 p.m. So 9:15, 11:15 and 7.
So we're going to be running our 4 o'clock meeting for the next couple of weeks. Sunday the 23rd of July will be the last one, and we'll be taking some time to celebrate all that God's done through that meeting, have some food together afterwards, and then we're going to stop the 4 o'clock over the summer. This will just give a little bit of space for us to make preparations, get things in place so that we can hit the ground running in September, on the 10th of September with our new meeting times.
As you know, we are a church where we believe that every single person has a part to play. We're a priesthood of all believers. We're living stones, as it says in 1 Peter, who have been moulded into a temple of the Holy Spirit. And so, we are really, really interested to get your perspective. We need your help in making this a real success. And so there's 2 opportunities immediately for you to do this. Firstly is on this Sunday, there's a time for a Q&A after all of our meetings where we'll talk through any of these changes. You can ask any questions you have. The other thing we would love for you to do is to fill out a survey. So click on the link to this video or the link on the email if you've got the email, and answer those questions, because that will really enable us to plan and to hit the ground running when it comes to our meetings in September.
Yeah, we'll also be collating some of the common questions putting up a bit of a FAQs on our website. So look out for that. That'll be up there soon. And of course, as decisions are made and as things get in place, we'll be communicating with you. So it might be that we can't answer all of your questions right now, but we will continue to let you know as plans come into place.
We genuinely feel so full of expectation for what God's going to do with us over the next 12 months. We're so thankful for what we've seen happen in the life of Grace Church, the baptisms that we've seen. We have loved Let's Go Love Nottingham and us getting out into the community and the fruit that we've seen from that. And we want to continue to be the missional church that God's called us to be, where there is space to welcome people in, where people come in and just get a sense of what God's doing amongst us. And we believe that these changes to Sunday are going to really help us to do that, to step into that. There are far more details to come, but that's it from us for now. Thanks so much.